Today, we are going to discuss the occupational safety and health in chemistry laboratories. Do you know that the laboratory accidents will lead to death? Identify hazard and find solutions to mitigate the hazard help to reduce the laboratory accidents effectively. So let's talk about the potential hazard and risk in chemistry lab. For chemical hazard, the potential routes of exposure are through inhalation, direct contact with eyes, skin contact, ingestion, and long-term exposure. Students will inhale the colorless and odorless chemicals unawarely, and the chemicals can enter from nasal and reach the lungs, causing respiratory diseases. Chemical contact with eyes happen when it splashes onto student face or when student rubs his eyes after handling chemicals. Degree of eye damage can range from temporary irritation to permanent blindness. Exposure to chemicals by skin contact can cause direct effects such as skin drying and irritation. Systematic effects occur when the chemicals diffuse into the bloodstream via skin. Swallowing chemicals into the digestive system can cause poisoning and even death. For long-term exposure to chemical, the lab users may develop anemia, leukemia, and cancer. Physical hazard consists of heat stress and physical injury. Flammable and explosive chemicals causing heat injury, while lab with switch-off fan may lead to heat stroke. Sharp tools and broken pieces of lab glassware can result into physical injuries like cutting. Next, mechanical hazard may due to inappropriate use of tools and improper functioning of engineering control equipment. Wrong way to light up Bunsen burner releases fuel gas into the atmosphere causing explosion, while the clamp of retort stand may fall if it is not clamped tightly. Improper function of ventilation system and absence of eye wash can cause lab accidents and severe injury. Students with bad working postures may lead to ergonomic hazard. If the height of fume hood does not suit the person's height, he might need to bend his back or tip his toes. Now, we are going to discuss the solutions to control hazards and risks. The solutions are based on a hierarchy of control measures which consists of elimination, substitution, engineering control, administrative control, and personal protective equipment. Elimination is the most effective ways. For elimination and substitutions, teachers should simplify experiment, check chemicals and equipment before use. Avoid using hazardous chemicals, dangerous equipment, and difficult processes in the experiment. Instead of using powder form, crystal form is used to reduce the risk of inhalation of chemicals. Broken glassware and expired chemicals should not be used in the experiment. For engineering control, schools should provide isolation room and glove box, installing ventilation system and fume hood, set up rubber flooring, safety and emergency equipment. Glove box isolate the working area and provide physical barrier, while isolation room is used to isolate the hazardous chemical storage area. Both fume hood and ventilation system are used to draw and recirculate air so that hazardous chemical airborne can be reduced to non-dangerous level. Rubber flooring should be installed near the basin area to reduce the risk of fall and slip. Safety and emergency equipment should be set up in highly visible and easily accessible locations. For administrative control, teachers should develop SOP and CHP, establish chemical procurement plan, put warning signs and labels. Both SOP and CHP are the written instructions that describe clearly the experimental procedure, information, and ways to mitigate the potential hazards to protect the safety of lab users. While chemical procurement plan can help to prevent overbuying action that lead to pile-up of chemicals. The warning signs and labeling should be printed clearly, and the faded one should be replaced immediately when noticed. For administrative control, students should follow the SOP that fixed by teachers and carry out hygiene practices. Running, eating, and drinking is strictly prohibited in lab, and the students must understand all the emergency procedure like eye wash and safety shower. Students should wash their hand after the experiment to keep the hand clean from chemicals. For personal protective equipment, teachers should prepare suitable PPE for students, and students must wear the PPE and suitable attire at all times. Make sure the goggles, gloves, lab coat, and shoes are in a good condition before wearing them. Having a proper attire will reduce the risk of happening of accidents. Follow the lab OSH to become a better worker in future. Thanks for watching.